Where does protein come from?
Plants.
Oh,
It comes from
wow.
Mama Nature. It comes from nature.
Yep.
What do you think animals get their protein from? Plants. But the problem is that we've been brainwashed to believe that we have to eat meat for protein, whereas we can just go straight to the source.
Mm-hmm.
You think that when you eat meat that you're getting this protein for your body that's going to help your body, but no, you're eating all that complex protein. The body was not designed to eat complex amino acids. The body was designed to eat simple amino acids. You need simple amino acids to be the best that you can be, so that your bodies can function in the best way possible. And you receive simple amino acids from your fruits and your vegetables.
Hello, gods and goddesses. Welcome back to another episode of the Black and Abundant podcast. We are your hosts. I am Nia, and this is my fine-ass fiance, Jamal.
What's good, my people? What's up? What's good?
How you doing today, baby?
I'm well. I'm alive.
Good.
How about yourself, Queen?
I'm doing fantastic. We haven't had that productive of a day, but we're fed. You know, we posted today. We went to the gym today, so we're doing well.
Yeah, we're extremely blessed no matter what. So we're going to get to work after this, so it's all good.
Looking forward to it. So today is a very, very special episode because it is episode 10.
Episode 10. Let me hand
Babe.
clap.
We made
That's
it
what's
all
up.
the way to episode 10.
That's huge.
I've never made it to episode 10 of anything.
Wow.
I've started a YouTube like 3 different times, and I've never made it to 10 episodes.
Damn.
So this is huge.
It is a big deal. That consistency, that's a big deal.
It is, and we'll be carrying on. This podcast ain't going nowhere for the time being. Not anywhere in the foreseeable future.
Facts.
So if you
Facts.
haven't already tapped in and locked in with us and followed us and subscribed and downloaded us and saved us and all of those things, like, go ahead and do that because we're in this for the long haul.
For sure. Family, please support. Every time you hit that like button and subscribe, you're pushing the movement forward, the mission, the purpose forward. So
Yes.
please do that for us. We appreciate it.
And leave a review.
Yes.
So we finally, I never thought to check the reviews because I did not know how it worked, but we went on the podcast app and someone left us this beautiful review, and it honestly made my day. It made our day.
Yeah, it
meant
was
the whole world
everything.
to
It was
us.
everything, yeah.
So if you have a second, if you really enjoy this podcast, please go leave a review. We honestly, I might send you a little song. I'm
For
definitely
sure.
sending her something. I'm going to figure out who it was. If you're watching this and it was you who made that review, please go ahead and DM one of us. I want to send you some merch.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and do that.
Y'all support us. We support y'all. It's a give and receive type relationship.
Yeah.
We appreciate that big time. For real. What you sipping on over there? Oh, wait up. Show them the mug real quick.
The
Hi.
Black and Abundant
It
mugs.
feels me. See that stain coming out.
That's what I'm going to be working on today is putting our merch back up because I had to take it down because I used a new drop shipper. So I got to go redesign everything. So if you went on the website and it's missing, I'm sorry. It'll be back up today. Okay. All right. Let's dive into it, babe.
Oh, we diving into, babe.
So if you did not know, we had a contest, a giveaway this week. All right, my Black and Abundant people, it is giveaway time. Let's go ahead and dive into it and spin.
Who we got?
And Justin Warren is the winner of the juicer
What?
and a copy of Jamal's Plant-Based recipe book. Now, surprise, surprise, we are going to go ahead and spin this 5 more times, and we're going to give away Black and Abundant stickers to everyone that it lands on. We just want to thank you for tuning in and thank you for supporting the podcast. So just whoever wins, go ahead and DM us on Instagram at By Nia Love and shoot me your address so I can shoot you your prize, okay?
Awesome.
Let's spin this thing. That lock girl nay. Nay.
Hey,
You get a sticker.
congratulations.
You get a sticker. Uno, dos, tres. All right, my girl, Beauty. Okay, Taylor, you get a sticker.
Congratulations. Is it Tay?
Taylor.
Congrats, Tay.
Okay. I knew it was going to land on this one, and I was going to have to say this. Look, you know who you are. You see that. I can't pronounce it. Let's just keep going. You get a sticker.
If you can't pronounce the name, let me take a shot at it.
Okay. Miss A. Carter. Okay.
Hey,
Girl.
congrats. You know who that is?
You get a sticker. Yes, I do.
This the last one.
This is the last one. Life of Poe, you get a sticker. Okay, Bria girl. And that is everybody. Thank you, everyone who participated. We're going to keep on having giveaways in the future, so don't you worry. Your time is coming. Let's get back to the episode. Yeah, so the reason why we were giving away a juicer and, a copy of his recipe book is, one, health is wealth. And in order to be our black and abundant selves, we put health as a priority in our lives. And health may mean a different thing to everybody. And we have our own perceptions of what that is. And today, I honestly wanted to put the focus on Jamal. I got to hype you up, baby. He told me not to do it, but I'm going to do it because we're not humble. All right. My man. No. He has been studying this health journey, this plant-based lifestyle, this holistic lifestyle for 5 years now. He has studied under the best healer in the country personally. He has worked with clients to heal different diseases. He has done health consultations to help people lose weight and to get their health right, get their gut right. He has a recipe book. What else have you done? He created the, 14-day,
12-day reset challenge.
12-day reset challenge. And people have been losing pounds back to back, eating vegetables for the first time, beginning their health journey. Jamal has been in this game, and he is very knowledgeable. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about a plant-based lifestyle this week. Talk about a holistic lifestyle and how we're applying it to our lives today and why we do what we do. Because it's not that we don't love meat. It's not, or love the taste of it, rather. It's not that we don't love the taste of pastas and cheese and milk and all of that. Of course, we're human beings. But we decided to take a new journey of eliminating those things from our diet because we want it to be our best selves. So, babe, today I just want you to educate everyone on this lifestyle and why we chose it and some of the misconceptions that people may have, some questions that people may have, and just ways that people can begin to transition into a healthier plant-based lifestyle.
Let's get it. But before we begin, can we just pause and take a moment to acknowledge how fine my fiance look right now?
My thigh all out.
Baby, you look good as hell right now. Looking like a whole freaking quinoa salad bowl right now.
I just had to be eye candy because this episode's about you, so I had to make sure that I look good. Y'all see the ponytail?
Yeah.
Y'all see the inches. And I got my leaf earrings on.
Shout out to the leaf earrings representing.
It matches the episode today.
You look really great, babe.
Thank you, babe.
Thanks.
Thank you. You look good, too.
Thank
you look
you.
good in that brown.
Thank you, baby.
Looking like a piece of milk chocolate. Oat milk chocolate.
Oat milk chocolate. There you go. Appreciate
All right.
it. You're so funny.
So, babe, can you start us off by just telling us the beginnings of your health journey?
Mm-hmm. So let's go 5 years back. So I'm 27 now.
22.
22. So going back to my 22-year young self, 21, 22. Man, what was I? I was in college and working at a restaurant, like a bar and grill type restaurant. And I was very sick.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not as sick from a diagnosed with like certain diseases and whatnot, but when you look at me, you can just tell me something wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
Very fat in the face, you know. And I was in the gym too. I was stocky on the outside, but I knew that my internals were screaming for help.
Mm-hmm.
Sounding every time I talk, I sounded very like mucusy. You could just tell like something just wasn't right. Acne just horrible all over the
Ooh.
face.
I'm gonna put pictures right
matter
here.
of fact, do it right here.
Yeah, if you're not watching the video, you got to go look at these before pictures because they were a mess.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So as you can see, that is where I was at 5 years ago, and I didn't sleep well, low energy, just all that stuff, and I was just sick and tired of that. Like I struggled with that through high school and whatnot, and I got to a place it was just like, bro, like I had to stop and look and be like, bro, what is this? What is going on? Something is not right here. I can only go so far looking and being and feeling this way. It got to a point to where it started to affect my confidence.
Mm-hmm.
I was afraid to look people in the eye. I couldn't have like conversations with people.
Mm.
You know, it really impacted my self-worth.
Mm.
And that was the motivation that I needed to get started on just doing research as to, hey, what were the causes of acne and breakouts? Why am I feeling this way? What is this? Yada, 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 yada. And then as I started to dive deeper, I realized, okay, when you're consuming milk all the time, when you're eating processed food all the time, when you're eating burgers and hot wings and fries and all these different things all the time, it's going to catch up with you. Because when you're continuously putting things in your body that goes against itself, such a lot of death things, everything that I just listed is death-causing food, what you're going to expect to get.
Yep.
As within, so without. So my outer reflection was just an inner reflection of what I was putting in my body. So that was the beginnings of that. And just take a little bit back further, and I know a lot of people can relate to this as well, because in the Black community, we all relate well when it comes to certain health issues and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with my grandparents, and my whole life they struggled and they suffered from diabetes, high blood pressure, and all these different things. But it was just such a norm. I just thought it is what it is. I was so used to seeing my grandma every single day get that needle, put it right here on the side right here, every single day, watching my granddaddy and my grandma just have a table full of medications. And I just thought it is what it is. But one thing that I noticed is that every single Sunday and every Sunday for sure, after church, we had a feast full of soul food. Call it death food because it was food that was providing death to the body, but it was just such our norm. And that's what I was used to eating all the time. I wasn't used to eating fruits and vegetables. Like, I mean, we ate vegetables, but it was cooked down to the point to where it was just tasted well, but there was no life to it.
Yeah.
You know, and my country just wasn't to a place where I understood that concept. So if they didn't understand that and they were taught real, then that means I was basically following the same path as them because I'm in their environment. And even with my mother dealing with her whole health issues, like I have family members that's dealing with cancer, kidney failure, high blood pressure, diabetes, you can name it. We dealing with it. Then I just started asking, like, dang, why is it that they are dealing with all these issues? And I just started doing my research, watching documentaries. My first one that really opened the lid for me was What the Health. And there's others as well. But when you really get down to it, a lot of these issues, majority of these illnesses are linked to the food that we are eating. I was like, damn, that makes sense.
And something that Jamal said, I don't know if you guys caught this, but how can you expect to get life from death? So we are consuming, you kill these animals, You fry them up, you cook them up, and you're eating their death. You're also eating their energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they didn't go out happy. I'm pretty sure you've seen the videos of the pigs getting their head chopped off and the body running around. Like, they did not go out happy. So you are and looking at their conditions that they're living in throughout their life and how they're mass produced and shoved in these boxes and the waste buildup, sitting in your own filth. Imagine living like that and then being killed to be eaten.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that we went plant-based because of we want to protect the animals thing. That sounds really bad. And yes, we want to protect the animals. But if you just think about it logically,
Yep.
energy does nothing but transfer.
Facts.
So when you are eating these foods, you're also eating their energy.
Mm-hmm.
You're eating their experience when they died. So how can you expect to get life from that?
Yeah.
And I want to talk a little bit about my experience and my transition, because when I met Jamal, I was not plant-based and it never even crossed my mind to be plant-based.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say I was having a lot of feminine type complications with my body, constant infections going on. And this was before I was even sexually active. So I know that it had something to do with anything outside of sex. But I was having these complications as a woman, but also I was falling asleep all of the time. I was always tired. I would fall asleep in the middle of meetings at work. And like, I wasn't skinny, or I was skinny, but why did I not have any energy?
Mm-hmm.
So I was always feeling sluggish. If you think about it, I was also dealing with severe anxiety disorder and depression. And I want to relate that back to what I just said about consuming the energy of these animals. It's also a mental health thing too. As soon as I got off of the meat and the dairy, I finally got to a place where I could start controlling my thoughts and really getting a hold on my anxiety, getting a hold on my depression. As soon as my body got back to a place where it could work properly, I noticed I had more energy. My feminine problems started going away. I got off of birth control, which is a whole nother topic.
Oh, yeah.
But I've been off birth control for 3 years now, and I've
That's
had
good.
no reason to need it. My cycles started regulating to the point, they tell you when you're 16, even if you're not sexually active, to get on birth control because it helps control your menstrual cycles.
Mm.
If you weren't eating BS, then your menstrual cycles wouldn't need to be controlled. Just saying.
Where do we want to take this? Because we can take this. We can open that book wide open if you really, really want to. Matter of fact, let's backtrack to the whole energy thing. Think about it like you are an energetic being, first and foremost, spiritual being, and everything that you do in this life requires energy.
Mm-hmm.
You are a conduit of this energy source. So you have to ask yourself, if I'm tired all the time, why is that so? As she said earlier, you cannot expect to receive life from things that are dead. It's law, you can't. So when these animals are going to these places to be slaughtered and killed, these are animals. Like they're not stupid.
Yeah.
So just imagine being this animal in this boxed up cage with other animals, like fearing for their life, filled with just feces and poop, and like they just can't go nowhere, and they literally are walking to their death. They can see that happening. Just imagine all of the emotions and things that they're experiencing: depression, being in a cage, being away from their child, watching their kids die, being stripped away from them. Okay, and then just the anxiety and all those things that they're experiencing before death. They died. That energy is then transferred and kept in that meat that you're eating. And when you consume that meat, that energy is then transferred inside of you. And this is something that you're doing continuously all of the time. So you had to ask yourself, why are you angry all the time? Why are you depressed? Why are you feeling with anxiety all the time? You think it's you. And also on top of that, your environment is depressed, feel anxiety, feel, but it starts with the food that you're putting into your body, because it's something that you're going to have to do all day, every day. The orchestrators of this society, they know they're not stupid, because they knew that if they want to control the minds of the people, they have to figure out a way to control the food. Mm-hmm. And once they figured out a way to control the food, they know you're going to eat this food, that's going to keep you in a low vibrational state. Because that's the goal here, to keep you low vibration, low energetic. They got you. They got you brainwashed. They got you programmed. And that's how I started to look at things now. It's deeper than just this food thing. It's like, this is a mind control thing. Especially to my, and I want to speak to my melanated people, like, don't get it twisted. This is not your place.
Yeah.
This culture that we're in, this is not your culture. We've been stripped away from our original land, where we ate our original food, things from the earth, things from the nature, things from Mother Nature. But what happened is we allow a group of people that do not look like us, strip us away from our natural habitat, natural land, placed us in a foreign territory and told us, this is what you eat, this is what you think, this is the religion that you need to adopt. This is how I want you to think. This is the educational system that I need you to follow. And once you follow this line, you fall right in line, and you're going to be the puppets in our society. And our goal here is to have you to get on this food, because when you get on this food, they know that certain foods that you're going to put into your body is going to cause a certain reaction, a certain disease-ending type reaction to your body. And what they're going to do, you've been programmed to think that you got to run to the white coat doctor. And once you get to the doctor, they're going to put spells on you. These spells saying, oh, you're diagnosed with X, Y, Z. Putting that fear in your mind, then they're going to put you at a prescription medication. And then you're going to be bound to this medication, dependent on this medication for the rest of your life. And they're taking money out of your pocket at the same time while decreasing your health. The next thing you know, you're dying.
Yep.
It gets deep. Yo, to all of my black business owners out there, if you have a product that you would like to be featured on the show, reach out to us at blackandabundantpodcast@gmail.com. Now let's get back into the episode.
Adding a little tidbit in there, that why do you think we aren't able to really access the higher thoughts that we're able to think? Why do you think that we're not able to access the parts of our brains that are available for us to use? Why do you think that our thinking is cloudy, is foggy? And it's because our bodies are not in a place where they can operate at their fullest potential. If you are consuming death, then you are not operating at your fullest potential, period. I cannot tell you that ever since going plant-based, my spiritual journey has evolved as well, because my thoughts are able to be more clear. I'm able to be more open-minded. They control you through the food. They keep you in this low state. They keep you at less than your fullest potential because you're easier to control.
There you go.
So I want to talk about this a little bit. Let's talk about the relationship of pharmaceuticals and the food industry.
Let's talk about it. What question do you have?
Well, talk about that relationship. What is that relationship? There are people that don't know.
Look, there are brothers and sisters. They're ran by the same people. They're ran by the elites of this society. They're ran by the Rockefellers. I don't know if I can say their name. The Rothschilds. They're the elite families that run this country.
Yeah.
They're the ones that created the pharmaceutical schools, the school education system, told the orchestrators of the pharmaceutical industry that, hey, this is what we want to teach. This is how we want things to be ran. This is the medication that we want people to be hooked on for whatever their agenda is, because they know that, like, it's going to produce an outcome of money. You know, it's basically going to have our people hijacked and hooked on this drug, with the goal of suppressing them and turning these people into long-term assets for them. People are to the elites, the average common people are the assets for them in their pockets, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There are living assets. What is asset? Things that put money into your pocket. So if you're continuously coming to the pharmaceuticals, to the doctors, and all you got to do is, and they have you think that you got to pay for this prescription on a monthly basis until the day that you die. What is that? And then you tied it into the food industry to where they're not going to tell you that breast cancer is linked to dairy.
Yeah.
They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that meat is cancerous. They're not going to tell you that diabetes and all these diseases and illness that they place these labels on you is linked to the food that you eat. They're not going to tell you that. They're going to tell you this so they can write a prescription for you and take your money and give you this prescription medication. They're both linked.
I was going to say, go look at the sponsors of the, American Diabetes Association and Cancer Society or whatever. Go look at who funds them.
Yeah.
And it'll all make sense.
Yep. Yeah. And as we're talking now, I just know there's going to be a lot of people that's going to hear what we're saying.
They're not going to believe us.
They're not either A, not going to believe us, but two, they're not going to change their lifestyle because they think that it may not affect them, or they may be excused, or they just don't want to give up their current lifestyle because the food is just too good for them to give up. We see it every day. We see it with the people that we love. People would rather go to the doctor and have the doctor to give them an easy way out instead of taking full responsibility and full control and change their whole lifestyle so they wouldn't have to go to the doctor. We're plant-based because this is a form of preventative maintenance. That's second. One, going plant-based is the best way to get in tune and tapped in with nature. Natural. What you think when you break up the word natural, what's in it? Nature. The reason why you're sick and we are so far removed from who we are is because we've gotten so far away removed from nature. And I realize when the further you run back to nature and get back tapped in with that, you start to heal, you start to elevate, you start to become more awakened and conscious. You start to remove the thing that's not in alignment with nature. Putting death in your body is not of nature. Processed food, white sugars, white bread, these sodas, and all these convenient fast food places is not of nature. It's like, it's really simple when you think about that. So I encourage people, like, that's the reason why you're not tapped in. That's the reason why you're sick, you're low energy, all those things. Because they have programmed you to think that being far removed from nature is the norm. No, you have to do the opposite. And that's what we're doing. We're running to nature.
Let me ask you guys something. Has anything that the doctor giving you cured what you're going through? Does the Advil, the Aleve, do they cure your headaches? Or do they just suppress them? This insulin, does it cure your diabetes? Or does it just suppress it? This chemotherapy and radiation, does it cure the cancer? Or does it just suppress it? I'm not saying that I'm a doctor, and I'm not saying that I know how to go about curing these. I'm not saying that you should pay me money or anything. I'm saying this so that I don't get flagged or arrested or anything. But there are already things in place to get rid of these diseases and illnesses. But they don't tell you that, and they don't give it to you because you pay their bills. You are the cash cow.
You are the cash cow.
They are milking you for your life and all of your money throughout the entirety of your life.
Yep.
And you're allowing them to do that because you trust them. And I'll give it the benefit of the doubt because these doctors and nurses, a lot of them don't know. A lot of them do know, but a lot of them don't know still. So in their minds, they also think that they're doing the right thing. But the thing is that these medicines were created for a body that is not meant to function like this. So if your body was functioning how it properly needs to, then you won't need the medicines anymore. So let's shift into what is disease and illness, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there are dealing with chronic headaches, migraines, high blood pressure, erectile dysfunction, irregular menstrual cycles, diabetes, borderline cancer, all not sleeping right, not eating right. Like, all of these things are linked to one thing. So can you just talk about that?
Most definitely. Before I dive into that, I just want to make sure that as I'm looking into this camera and the ones that's on other podcast platforms that's listening to my voice, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to your programming. I'm talking directly to your programming, the program that's been placed upon your mind because of the system that we have been born into. They have you thinking that you have to eat these certain foods to live and survive. No. that is not us. So going back to the question of what is disease and what was it?
What is disease and illnesses linked to?
Oh, acidosis. And there's certain foods that we're put into our body that is bringing acid to the body. Certain foods, as simple as that. There's certain foods we're eating causing acidosis.
So what is acidosis?
So acidosis is basically what it is. It's acid. It's a burning type nature to your blood cells. It's acid is what's suffocating your blood cells in your body. Acid is the reason why all of this is this. I'm sorry. Acidosis is the reason why all of the diseases are formulated into your life. It's the outcome. So when you look at disease is an outcome. It's a cause and effect. So when the doctor gives you this label, this spell, this label, whatever it may be, it's an outcome. But what led to that outcome? It just doesn't happen overnight. It happens through a series of certain decisions that you've made over your life for over a period of time. It takes time to get to that point because the body is unique and strong. But when you continue to disobey nature repeatedly over time, you're going to have to suffer the consequences of what nature is going to bring. It's law. It's a principle of nature.
Yeah.
You're not excused from the consequences when you're constantly breaking those rules.
Yep.
So one of those rules that you're continuously breaking is putting death-providing food in your body that causes acidosis, which in turn suffocates your blood cells. And then another way to look at cancer is just basically when your blood cell loses a certain percentage of oxygen in that blood cell, and then that blood cell dies. So then that's basically cancer, like cellular erosion. It's dying, it's dead. So when you have this repeated over years and years over time, and you have multiple hundreds and billions and trillions of cells dying due to the mucus buildup just being suffocating the blood cell in your body, and your body cannot process all this stuff out, it's just going to get stuck in the body. It's going to suffocate all the cells in your body. Then you start to get labeled with these different illnesses and diseases, and your body starts to shut down.
So what you're telling me is that all illnesses and diseases are linked to one thing, which is acidosis.
Acidosis of the body.
Which is a direct reflection of the food that you put into your body.
Yep.
So what are considered acidic foods?
What are considered acidic foods? That is a great question. So let's talk about the things that are not natural.
Okay.
This is the foundation of it all. You have to ask yourself, what is nature? What are the things that comes from nature? If it doesn't align with nature, boom, acidic.
Yep.
Let's go from there. If it comes in a package, if it comes made from a factory, acidic.
Yep.
If it bleeds,
It's acidic.
acidic. If you cook it, acidic. I know y'all don't want to hear that one. Cooking your food is acidic to the body.
Yep.
That's gonna hurt some feelings right there. It hurt my feelings because we're so used to cooking our food.
Yeah.
But when you really think about it, it's not normal. When you go into nature, do you see animals and stuff with pots and pans and cooking oil and stuff, and they got a fire and they sauteing and sizzling and cooking their food? No. What do you see?
Picking it right off the tree.
Right off the tree.
Yep. So I want to talk a little bit about your experience.
Okay.
Now, like I said before, Jamal worked directly under the great Yaqui.
Shout out to my big brother, Yaqui. Thank you for everything that you have done for me and my family, my life, and just the opportunity that you blessed with. Thank you. Peace, God.
And if you don't know who Yaqui is, I'm going to leave his tag right here. Go look at him. This man is so knowledgeable about everything, and he's going to break down the science of everything that we're saying.
Yep.
Like the science of everything that we're saying. So if you want to learn more, definitely go watch Yaqui. He's about to do big things, and I'm really excited about that. But not even just with your experience with Yaqui, but also let's talk about your grandfather and his journey with cancer. And let's talk about our parents and their journeys with their different illnesses and diseases. But Jamal was doing client therapy with people who are going through all sorts of different illnesses and diseases.
Mm-hmm.
So talk about that experience. What did you see?
Man, it broke my heart. It broke my heart. I was talking with hundreds of people a day, reaching out for help.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm dealing with this, like literally on their last, like fearing for their life because their body is shutting down. They're dying. They feel well dealing with acidosis and whatever disease or illness, what it was, that was crying out for help. And just imagine seeing all different types of illnesses and diseases from different people from all over the world, and they coming to you just like what, like, can you please help me?
So like what were the main things that they were coming to you for?
The main things, what I saw most of the time, herpes 1, herpes 2, HIV, stage 4 cancer, just cancer period, erectile dysfunction in men, kidney failure, of course, diabetes 1 and diabetes 2. What else? Man. It's just all types of weird name type stuff, but like I said, it all links to one thing. Yeah.
So, 1, did you see results of people getting healed? And 2, what was the process of healing like?
Oh, man. Yes. Did I see results? Yes, all the time. All the time, yes. In the process of healing, and I give majority of my credit to big bro Yaki, because me having the opportunity to be a student under him. And what that process looked like is, number 1, you had to remove all of the acidic producing food from your life, period.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank, period, because that is the reason why you're in the state right now.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, you have to go through your own cleansing process. You got to purge. You got to cleanse. And how we do so, you have to go on an all-fruit diet. Going on an all-fruit diet is what hydrates the body. It's what's going to hydrate the blood cells in your body, because your blood cells are suffocating due to the acidosis of the body.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to hijack those kidneys to get back filtering and running. And I said this before, when your kidneys shut down, it's game over, because they're responsible for filtering all of these kidneys out, all of the cellular waste, all of those toxins out. Mm-hmm. You got to hydrate. You got to get the lymphatic system moving. For those who don't know what the lymphatic system is, the lymphatic system is the sewage system of the body. Mm-hmm. And that sewage system of the body is clogged up.
Gross.
Due to the death acidic inducing food that we eat on a day-to-day basis. Now, if that's clogged up, if your sewage system is clogged up, what do you expect was going to happen?
It's going to back up. Imagine your body being filled with sewage.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
That's exactly what's going on. So that's a starting point. You have to get off the acidic food. You got to change your diet. We don't like to say diet. We say live it. Mm-hmm. You got to change it to live it type food, and that's through fruits, all fruit.
Yeah.
And you have to be on that for an extended period of time.
Some of you don't poop. How often do you poop? Ask yourself, how often do you poop? And Jamal, how often are we supposed to poop?
Shit, like 5 to 7 times a day.
Every time you eat, it got to come out.
Yep. Every time you eat, you need to be pooping within the next hour or so.
Yep. So if that's not you, hit us up. We got you. But also, I want to talk about where this journey began.
Okay.
Because, and on down the road, also want to talk about the difference between vegan and plant-based. Mm-hmm. But we're definitely going to dive into that too. So, back in 2020, my mother she went to the doctor and she found out that she had high blood pressure. And she also deals with chronic migraines and acid reflux. So they gave her some medicine for her high blood pressure. And my mom basically just said, I'm not doing that. So her friend had been convincing her to adopt a plant-based lifestyle and go that route. So my mom did. She went alkaline. And she did that for 3 months. No more high blood pressure. No more migraines. No more acid reflux.
Yeah, makes sense.
If she were to take that medicine, all it would have done is suppress the symptoms. The root problem was her diet. But all that medicine would have done is suppress her symptoms, so she would have to take it for the rest of her life while the root problem still remains. But she got rid of that. And we sat there and watched my mother do it. At the same time, his grandfather was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And when we found out, we knew that a plant-based diet was the way. We just did not know how.
Mm-hmm.
So we went into the lab and we stayed up all night. We were over there at their house all night. We were studying like crazy, basically trying to figure out how to cure cancer. And what we stumbled upon was basically having to detox the body.
Mm-hmm.
And his grandfather went on a juice fast he went for a while.
Yeah, he did.
He did a good job.
He did a great job.
Longer than I've ever done it. He went on a juice fast for at least 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
He was in day 20 something. I remember that before he stopped. But during that time, how about his cancer shrunk?
Yep. Blood pressure shrunk. Diabetes was doing better. He said that this was the best that he's ever been in months, in a long time. I was like, yeah.
But everyone else convinced him to get chemo.
Mm-hmm.
And that's ultimately what killed him.
Yeah. Yeah, the cancer didn't kill my pops. It was the treatment of cancer.
Yeah. And that's sad to admit.
Yeah. So, for those, okay, so what's the question? How do you want to steer
So, I wanted to go into, I just wanted to put that out there. And just to say that.
Yeah.
Because for those of you who are dealing with illnesses and diseases right now, we're telling you that the food that you eat is going to either save you or kill you. You have to decide that within yourself if that's the route that you want to take. All you have to do is get educated. You do not have to trust us not one little bit, but go out there and get some education from other folks too.
Mm-hmm.
And don't believe everything that you find on Google either.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if the 1% is controlling the information that we get, and it's not just with food, it's with history too, but that's a whole nother word later. But if the 1% is controlling the information that we receive, then how do you not believe that they're controlling the studies, the quote unquote studies that these scientists are doing? There was a new study released in the UK saying that depression or people who eat meat are actually less likely to be depressed.
Bullshit.
But who do you think paid for that to be done?
Yeah, 99% of the media is controlled by the 1%ers.
Exactly.
So, of course, they're going to put out what they want people to believe.
Exactly. And everyone's starting to become more aware of this healthy living, this holistic lifestyle. So they have to have scientists, quote unquote, tell you that that's wrong, or else they're going to lose followers, essentially. So now that we're there, let's start debunking some of the myths of a plant-based lifestyle.
Okay.
And what's the main one? The main question, well, necessarily not a question because people think that they just know. Where do you get your protein?
Bro, where you get your protein? Yeah,
It's all about protein.
Yeah, it's weird because the ones who say they're so concerned about protein, they don't even know what protein is.
Nope. Talk to me about it.
So what is it, protein? I mean, I'm not finna get all technical with it because that's just not my forte. But basically, proteins, or you want to call it amino acids, but basically these are the essential building blocks to your body. Mm-hmm. It starts off from a DNA level. DNA, then you bump up to minerals. Then you want to bump up to, there's certain amino acids. When you put certain amino acids together, they form structures. And these structures that help build cells, and these cells help formulate certain organs and certain things in your body. Okay. But it's due to the amino acid that's in your body that helps to build these things. Mm-hmm. And then next thing you know, you build the cells, and these cells formulate systems. And the organs, these cells build organs, and these organs build systems in the body. And these systems is what builds all the overall functionality of who you are as a human being on this earth.
Okay.
So yeah. But you don't gotta have animals, eat animals for protein.
Where does protein come from?
Plants.
Oh,
It comes from
wow.
Mama Nature. It comes from nature.
Yep.
What do you think animals get their protein from? Plants. But the problem is that we've been brainwashed to believe that we have to eat meat for protein, whereas we can just go straight to the source.
Mm-hmm.
You think that when you eat meat that you're getting this protein for your body that's going to help your body, but no, you're eating all that complex protein. The body was not designed to eat complex amino acids. The body was designed to eat simple amino acids. You need simple amino acids to be the best so that you can be, so that your bodies can function in the best way possible. And you receive simple amino acids from your fruits and your vegetables. But they don't tell you that.
Boom. So you're telling me that when we eat protein from meat, we're essentially just eating watered down secondhand protein that these animals actually got from the
Yeah.
vegetables that they ate.
When you eat protein from animals, you are getting the boo-boo secondhand, already been through its metabolic process through the animal already. So which you're really not receiving any types of minerals or the protein amino acid that you think you're receiving from animals in the first place, because it's already been processed out.
So Jamal, can I be a bodybuilder, or can I run marathons? Can I be an athlete? Can I be in the gym and build muscle as a plant-based person?
Yes, you sure can.
Wow, who knew? If you did not know, Jamal has ran 2 marathons fully plant-based.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
insane.
No, it makes sense. It's just that we don't look at life that way.
Yeah.
But it's normal to me. It's my norm.
What's that documentary on Netflix? It has something to do with, we watched it, Plant-Based Athletes.
Yeah,
I can't remember the name of it right now.
I can't remember.
It's Google it.
Yeah.
Somebody Google it.
Yeah.
But you can find it on there. But what are some other myths that people may have about a plant-based lifestyle? What do you eat?
I'd say what I don't eat.
Okay.
I don't eat rice.
Ooh. Why not rice?
It's toxic. It's like plastic. It's like, man, like do your research on rice. That joint is not meant for the black man, black woman's body.
We know that rice is toxic, like eating plastic. This is what Dr. Sepi and the Hidden Facts on Health and Nutrition teaches: eat to live, not to die. Rice was made in Holland. It is a brand just like Nike, Dyson, Samsung, Rolex, etc. It is a hybrid food, man-made. Therefore, someone is making a profit from our lack of knowledge about rice. It shouldn't even be called food.
If it's white, it's probably not
Exactly. Yeah.
right. Just saying.
So I've cut out rice, brown and white. I don't eat beans.
So beans, for one, beans, you got something, it's a protein in beans called amylopectin C. And amylopectin C is hard to break down by the hydrochloric acid. Also, beans are embryos. They're plants' embryos. You see that? So it's literally a plant embryo, and they got a lot of nitrates in it. Not only do it got nitrates in it, but it got phytic acid in it. Phytic acid binds to chemistry, meaning that it literally binds and inhibited iron, it inhibited calcium, it inhibited all your minerals from being absorbed through your duodenum. So phytic acid stops the absorption of minerals and it stops utilization of minerals. Amylopectin C is hard to be broken down by the hydrochloric acid that's produced by your stomach mixed with pepsinogen. So for instance, you can't digest beans. Then the amylopectin C raises a high yield of what you will call gas. So you get a lot of gas from it. That's where you get all the Fordin from. Not only that, it got phytic acid where it binds all the minerals together. So now it's stopping you from utilizing your minerals because the duodenum, which is the small intestinal tract of your stomach, cannot absorb all of the phytonutrients. You see that? And it shuts down the kidney. So
I don't eat, of course, carnivorous type food. So what I consistently eat, what I eat majority of my living is fruit, off the real. And then I eat a lot of salads, but not just type the plants and stuff. But I know I build out my salad, like
Yeah,
it's
quinoa.
like sweet potatoes, lentils, yeah, and of course your vegetables and stuff like that. Then I have my cooked foods here and there, and I balance it out. But majority is high fruit, with my variety of type of plant-based meals, and then my cooked food here and there.
So the biggest question, because there is a vegan craze right now. I mean, we've got Slutty Vegan, we have Underground Vegan here. Vegan just seems to be the new craze. You have all of these Beyond Meats, the Impossible Whopper, and all of these restaurants are trying to get on board with this vegan thing. If you cannot see, I'm putting air quotes around these things. So what is the big difference between being vegan and plant-based, and is it healthy for me to eat these things?
Of course not. Of course not. So there is a huge difference between being vegan and being plant-based. Plant-based is for the people who are ready to reach that new level, that next level of consciousness. It's a type of, you're reaching a new level of understanding of the type of food that you're eating, because you understand that when you put this certain food into your body, this food goes through a metabolic process in your body, and it's going to produce this certain type of outcome. You know, and there's certain foods that you eat that does that. There's like different type of thinking and level of understanding, but you have to go through the deprogramming and unprogramming to reach that state. So, but I didn't reach there like overnight. I started off being a vegan. So what a vegan is what it is when you don't eat anything of animal products, period. So no cheese, no eggs, no fish, no meat, no dairy products, stuff like that. But there's a lot of vegan food that is still not the best for the body. So, you know, there are people that eat a lot of processed vegan options. That's just as bad as eating meat. And
So you're telling me that this Beyond Meat that I get from the freezer at Walmart isn't good for me?
hell no. Because it's made from a factory. They have to put certain chemicals and things and whatever that they put in that's made from this factory behind closed doors that you really don't know what's going on to create this alternative where you can just stick to things that come straight from the source to get the things that your body needs to essentially live on a day-to-day, the energy that it needs to thrive. So these plant-based vegan alternatives are for the ones who think that they need meat to live. That's who it's for.
It's for the people who want the taste.
The taste, and also for the people who think they need to replace meat, think that they're losing something. No, you're not losing something.
That's good. You're not losing anything
Nope.
by eliminating animal products from your diet,
Yeah.
from your living.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, let's say that I am, or let's say Susie out there, she has eaten meat her entire life, eats cheese right out the bag, is in love with pasta, go to Olive Garden once a week, you know, drinks alcohol, has her wine every night. And she's listening to this podcast right now, and she's like, damn, that's overwhelming. You're telling me that even if I stop eating animal products, I still can't eat rice, I still can't eat beans? Like, where do I even begin? It makes me not want to do it. I have all these health problems, but it makes me not want to do it. It sounds too hard.
For first and foremost, I would encourage you to never, ever, 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 ever think that you can't do those things, because when you approach it from a can't perspective, you start to have a negative type relationship with those things. So the goal is to have an abundant, okay, what am I gaining here? It's that you choosing to do without those things because your understanding has reached a new level about the food that you're consuming. So that's first and foremost. 'Cause you hear a lot of people say, I can't do this. No, you can. You just choose not to. You feel me? So starting there. What's the other question?
Just where do they begin? How do you start to transition?
Yeah. One, accepting just, man, how do you transition? They take that so many ways. The first thing is knowing that the food that you're eating is not helping you in any way, shape, or form, and it's only a matter of time that this acidosis-inducing food is going to catch up with you, and you're going to receive the consequences some way, shape, or form. Understanding that. Number two, you have to go through a process of detox. You have to go through the withdrawal process if you truly want to get rid of this acidic inducing type food and lifestyle.
Okay.
I say this all the time, like the biggest drug epidemic in the United States is not crack, heroin, all these drugs, whatever you hear. The biggest drug out here is in the food. If you notice that, like, people just got to have certain things. People got to have their coffee. People got to have certain things. And when they go without it for a while, they start to experience withdrawal symptoms. And that's something that you just cannot avoid, especially when you go through the detox phase, and which is completely normal. You have to go through that phase to get to the other side because you are a junkie. Everybody that's listening, if you're eating this Americanized, westernized American diet, you are a junkie because they are putting chemicals, preservatives, certain things that hijack your taste buds and hijack your brain and have you hooked to this food so you can stay on it so they can benefit off of you and gain and profit off of you and your ignorance.
Cheese is addictive.
Yep.
If you did not know, dairy products are literally addictive because of the casein in them.
You are addicted is because of the amount of casein that's in the milk. What is casein? Casein is a protein that is excreted by all mammary glands. Human mammary glands look like this, aka a breast. This is the mammary gland of a freaking cow. So you don't want to suck your mama's titty, you gonna suck the cow's titty. Casein is naturally excreted by mostly all mammary glands, but check this out. You're not a baby cow. A baby cow is a lot bigger than a baby human, so there's a lot more casein in the cow's milk. You were never intended to get that much casein from a cow's mammary gland because you ain't a baby cow. Studies have shown, scientists know this, that the casein in animals' milk becomes so compacted when it is processed as cheese. It attaches to your dopamine receptors in the brain, and it makes it highly addictive. Studies have compared cheese to being just as addictive as high-level drugs.
So number one, understanding what is going on, that it's not helping you. Number two, you have to go through a process of elimination. You have to detox your mind. You have to let go of these old programs that's been placed on your mind. And it's a long process. You can't skip it, but you have to stay consistent and diligent in that process. You have to find a system and a routine that works for you and your current lifestyle. Mm-hmm. It's going to be hard because the system is designed to make it hard. This system is not designed for you to be plant-based. Mm-hmm. This system is designed for you to be in a low vibrational state in survival mode all the time. Why do you think they have fast food restaurants on every other block? Mm-hmm. Why do you think that they price these fast food places at a reasonable, at an easy, affordable price?
$1.
$1, but when you go to the grocery store, a bag of apples is $6.
Yeah.
Why you gonna price nature that high?
Yeah.
You feel me? It's nature. It's stupid, but it's a whole agenda behind it to keep you discouraged and to keep you to stay on this acidic food. Mm-hmm. So there is a war. You have to understand that you are at war right now. You have to make a decision. Are you going to fight for your life? This is your life. Mm-hmm. Or are you going to continue to be a puppet, a hamster on this wheel that they placed you on? And that's number two. Number three, go through that process of elimination. Okay, pick a day. All right, this day, I'm going to choose to be vegan. I'm not going to eat no meat. I'm not going to eat no dairy products. I'm not going to, whatever vegan is to you, to where you're at in your journey. Just find something and stick with it. Mm-hmm. At the same time, continue to educate yourself. And there's another thing too. What people do, anybody can go vegan for 90 days. Anybody can do a cleanse for a week, for 30 days. But why do people go back to the old ways? It's because they place more importance on the food, the detox, whatever, and they place less importance of deprogramming their mind. You have to understand that you are brainwashed. Your brain, you have a certain systematized programming that they placed upon your mind to have you literally thinking that you need these certain foods to live and survive. You need animal products to live and survive. Mm-hmm. You have to completely let that idea go if you really want to elevate to your next level, your God and goddess-like state being.
Yep.
If you're not willing to go through that process, it's a whole withdrawal process. If you're not willing to fight for that, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's hard out here. They make it hard.
It is. And I want to talk about just my transition, because I feel like a lot of people transitions might look exactly like mine or some sort of variation of what I did. And I credit that to Jamal. And if you need, what is it?
This is some seeded grape juice, juiced. Freshly seeded grape juice, babe.
It is pretty good.
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So your process might look a little bit like mine because Jamal's the type of person where he can go cold turkey with stuff. But if you're anything like me, cold turkey is not sustainable and you're going to end up relapsing. And I just want to say that the transition to a plant-based vegan lifestyle, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be perfect. You might relapse. I relapsed a few times. It's been 3 years and I've relapsed a lot during that time. What?
I've got another thing.
Okay.
This is just as important as well. Find an accountability partner. Find a community. Find somebody who is already plant-based, who is where you want to be in that area, and latch on close to them. And find people that you like, that you can go along this journey with, because it's hard to do it by yourself. Because think about it. When you go home, your environment is already orchestrated in a way for you to fail.
Yeah.
You got to take out all the stuff that's out your kitchen, your refrigerator, out your pantries, and also your association of people. If majority of the people that you associate with is not plant-based or practicing vegan, what makes you think it's going to be easier for you?
Right.
You got to go find vegan and plant-based communities or friends.
Yep. And it also helps that I was surrounded by people who were at least trying to be plant-based along with me. And of course, when I moved back into an environment where I was surrounded by meat and dairy all the time and nobody around me was plant-based, it was so much harder. Think about like holiday season. That'd be the one that gets you.
Yep.
But I will say, if you're wanting to make this transition, going back over what Jamal said, first get educated. So watch these documentaries on Netflix. Google plant-based documentaries or vegan documentaries. You'll find loads of information. Go look up Yaki. Go check out his information. Like I said, he'll give you the science behind of all of these things so you can get a better understanding. You have to decide within yourself that this is a journey that you want to commit to, because it's a hard journey. It's the hardest journey that I've ever been on in my life. And that's because, like Jamal said, we are addicts. We are addicted to this food, and we're addicted to this way of living. Like, I was talking with Kimaya yesterday about how essentially when we decided to go plant-based, we had to relearn how to cook food and how to prepare food, because all we knew was chicken wings and pasta and, mashed potatoes with butter. Like, that's all we knew. So the first step is getting educated and deciding that this is the path that you want to take. The second step is detoxing. And if you want to learn more about cleansing and detoxing, definitely hit Jamal up. He has a 12-day reset challenge, but he also teaches you about cleanses and how you can just go about it in a way that's not even necessarily specific. You see what I'm saying? Like, I went on a 3-day juice cleanse when I started mine, and I just Pinterest some juices, and I just got a juicer, and I just went at it, and I just did it ugly.
There's no right or wrong way. You just got to go.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. You just got to do it. You just got to start the journey, and it's not going to be in the way that you think it's going to be. You're going to relapse. You're going to mess up, but you have to stay consistent and diligent.
And I want to say, during the detox process, you experience symptoms. What are those symptoms?
Man, my body kicked my ass. Man, I extreme headaches, fevers, cold and flu-like symptoms, shivering, extreme mucus drainage, energy, low levels of energy. You won't have energy. You're going to be going to the bathroom a lot, things of that nature. But it's important for you to know that yes, clap for that. That is a good thing. You want to do that, because remember, your body is naturally designed to heal itself. Let me say that again. The body is naturally designed to heal itself. So when you experience these detox reactions, these are normal. You want to praise that. You want to promote that. But the problem is that we have allowed this system, this society, the elites, whoever runs this country, to have us to think that these are bad things. We want to suppress those. And no, you don't want to suppress our body's natural response to healing itself.
Right.
You do not. You want to encourage that. Because the body, like I said, you come from nature. What nature does, it wants to find balance. So what the body is doing what it has to do to get back to a state of homeostasis, like balance within itself.
Right. So when you're trying to think of it like this, when you're trying to get a crackhead off crack, right, you go through withdrawals, and everybody knows what withdrawals are like. Like you get the shakes, the shivers, and you feel like you're dying on the inside.
I need a fix.
Yeah. Are you going to give them crack to ease those symptoms? Like, no, you're not going to give them crack.
You got to see it. You got to see it through, my boy.
You just got to get through it. Same thing with those detox symptoms. You just got to get through it, and it sucks. It sucks, but you're trying to get your body back to a place where it's healthy. And I want to talk about this, that last week you guys might have heard that we were stuffy and mucousy and gross. First of all, that was the first time that we were quote unquote sick in a very, very long time. And the only reason why we got sick is because, one, we accidentally ate meat, but two, because of the alcohol that we put in our system and just these acidic foods that we were putting in our bodies celebrating our engagement and my birthday. But our bodies started developing all of this excess mucus to try to fight off all the crap that we put into our body. A lot of you probably eat that on a regular basis and are fine. But because our bodies are in such a healthy state naturally, because our bodies are used to being functioning at their best, the moment that we put something that might seem normal to you in our bodies react and fight back.
Yep.
And that's a good thing. I was happy that we were, well, it was not comfortable, but I was happy that we were expelling mucus, because that's signs that our body was doing what it's supposed to do. If your body does not do that when you're putting these acidic foods in it, then you know that there's a problem. But on top of that, so detoxing, but then after that, incorporating more plant-based meals into your routine. Again, if you need direction on this, Jamal is not new to this. He's true to this. So you need to go to alka.pro and book a consultation with him. And you can check out his recipe book there. But Pinterest has become my best friend when it comes to finding vegan and plant-based recipes. I still go on there and figure it out. You are going to be relearning how to cook, period. You're going to be relearning how to prepare food. So it's a process. You have to look at it as if it's a new skill that you are developing, and that is okay. Your journey might look a little different. Everybody's journey is going to look a little different. You might not just dive headfirst into eating nothing but plant-based meals. You might only eat 2 or 3 plant-based meals a week, but you're starting somewhere. Again, if you need guidance, my man got you.
For sure. But the most important thing here when we talk or whatever, just in general, place more importance of increasing your understanding of what the hell is going on. That's most important. The recipes and all that stuff is easy. It's building a habit. And you stay consistent and diligent with building those habits. But the hardest thing is unprogramming your mind. You have years and years and years of being programmed a certain way. And what plays a huge role in that is your family. Because your family thinks that this way of life is the norm. The black family, the black community, we all think that this is okay. So this is an environment thing. So we have to fix our environment. You feel me? So that's a huge thing too. And I want to talk about another reason as to why I'm staying diligent on this journey of staying plant-based. Outside of the health reasons, I look at it as an opportunity for me to stay ready. Because you don't have to, you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. I'm preparing for what's to come. I want to be in the best shape for whatever is to come.
Yep.
And this is what I found for me and my family to be the best way to be. And I look at my kings out here like, y'all, bruh, out of shape, overweight, low energy, you just walking death. And it's sad to see my people eating their way to death. You're literally eating your way to the grave. But I'm challenging y'all to wake up, change your ways, snap out of it. let's change this diet and switch over to a liver that's going to provide more life to you so you can wake up and be the best that you be, right? And to my kings out there, like, look, if you look in the mirror and you know you ain't at your best physically, if you ain't your best physically, then that tells me you ain't at your best internally, inside. Because think about it, if the goal here is to stay ready, and matter of fact, let me paint a picture, right? For example, what would happen if somebody kidnapped the most important person that you love? That can be your spouse, your daughter, or whatever it may be. You get a phone call, and somebody say, I kidnapped your daughter, or whoever it may be. All you got to do is run 6 miles nonstop. Could you do it? If the answer is no, bro, you tripping.
Yeah.
That you need to get your ass up right now and get your body right. You need to stop eating this BS, acidic, poor-ass food and change your diet, bro. Stop putting life-giving foods. Get in the gym. Get your mind and body right so you can get in alignment, so you can be the best that you can be for you yourself as a man and also for your family. That's how I play games with myself to keep myself ready. You feel me? And then that type of mentality is going to affect other areas of your life. Because if you staying ready in this other area, why not stay ready in the other areas too?
And I want to paint a picture for the men and the women out there as well. Let's talk about the women for a second. Imagine that you find the love of your life, right? And you guys are finally ready to have kids. You're trying for 2-3 years. Can't. You finally get pregnant. Miscarriage. You finally have a child. Autism. All of those things are linked to the food that you put in your body. So not only is your way of living and eating right now affecting you, it's also affecting your children. So I just want to put that into perspective. The reason why we are and we're not perfect. We're not perfect in this journey by any means. And we're going to be constantly growing. Like the way that I told Jamal the other day, I was like, I'm only 25. Like I got 75 more years left in me. I'm going to keep growing. If I've made it this far, if I've grown this much in such a short amount of time, imagine where I'm going to be at 35, 45, 55.
Fine, sexy, healthy, and wealthy.
With some healthy ass kids too.
Yep.
It's going to be a long journey, but we're committed because we have the understanding within ourselves that this is what we want for ourselves and our family. We want nothing but the best. We want to get the best out of this life experience. Our souls came into this body so that we can truly experience the human experience at its fullest potential. But we are allowing factors outside of us, people outside of us that want to enjoy their human experience by taking away from ours.
Boom.
So the least that you can do is give your body a fighting chance.
Yep. We're on defense right now.
Yep.
This plant-based lifestyle is a defense tactic in this society that is meant to keep you suppressed and in a low vibrational state of being.
Yep.
It's hard to live a plant-based lifestyle in this society because it's not encouraged, it's not orchestrated for that way.
When's the last time you saw a plant-based place to eat? There's one that I can think of in Birmingham. One.
And also, why do they market more fast food commercials and you don't see anything about promoting plant-based meals or eating fresh fruits?
Because it doesn't exist.
Yep. Yeah.
So we are getting to the end of our time. So I wanted to go ahead and wrap up. Is there anything else that you would like to say to the people?
I have so much to say, man. I don't even know where to start.
It's going to have to be a part 2.
It's definitely got to be a part 2. But everything that I'm speaking is from a place of love. I'm not here to attack anybody. But if you feel some type of way, come reach out to me. Talk to me. Let's build, bond, and grow together because that's the goal here. I am speaking because I literally want to see you elevate and be the best that you can be for yourself. And I've realized that there are certain things that is keeping us from reaching that place. And the biggest thing is through the food that we eat. Black people do two things more than anybody else: eat and have sex. Eat and have sex. But this food part of your life controls every other area of your life. It controls your spiritual life. It controls. You can't get your financial life right. Well, you can do well in financially, but your health life sucks. But I promise you, if you place number one top priority and value on your health, you're gonna see elevation in all areas of your life. Guaranteed, hands down.
Yep.
Let's get
That's
out.
true.
Let's get out of here.
All right. Definitely, like we've been saying, hit us up. If you would like to get educated on this more, hit us up. This is a journey that we want to take together. We are not judging you by any means. We want to do nothing but elevate our Black people, which is why we have this podcast, Black and Abundant, right? So, if you did not know who we are, I am at By Nia Love, and this is at JSco, the producer. I am a relationships and self-love / mindset life coach. So if you need life coaching, I am here for you. I also have a bunch of merch on my website. So go look at lovethehopedealer.com. And my handsome fiance, Jamal, he in the health game, but he's been putting more of a focus on his credit repair business. So go to jscocapital.com. He also can structure your LLC for you for new businesses that don't even know where to start and are trying to prepare themselves for funding. But all right, guys, we love you, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Peace.